You've heard of Rosa Parks, but before she refused to give up her seat, there was Claudette Colvin, a 15-year-old girl during the civil rights movement who wouldn't move for a white woman on a city bus in Montgomery on March 2nd, 1955.
It was unfair what they was doing, and so I refused to walk, I refused to move. So they really had to unglue me from the seat.
For the next 66 years, she remained on probation for an assault conviction against a police officer. According to police reports, during her arrest, she struggled with the officer as they removed her from the bus, allegedly resulting in him getting scratched, but she denies that.
Harriet Tubman's hand was pushing me down on one shoulder, and Sojourner Truth's hand was pushing me down on another.
Throughout the decades, she was never notified of the end of her probation. Now, she and her attorneys want her record cleared, and they filed a petition in family court to do just that.
It shouldn't have been arrested because there wasn't breaking the law. Why would a teenager be penalized for refusing to give up a seat to a white pensioner?
At just 15 years old, Colvin got her courage from church and her parents and encourages others to also stand up for what they believe in.
It might not benefit you, but it'll benefit the next generation.
And we will continue to benefit from her sacrifices in the decades to come.
Civil rights pioneer Claudette Colvin has died. She was 86 years old. Colvin was arrested in 1955 for refusing to give up her seat on a Montgomery bus to a white passenger. It happened 9 months before Rosa Parks did the same thing. Colvin was only 15 years old when she was charged with violating segregation laws and assaulting a police officer. In 2021, Colvin asked that her records be expunged, and it was granted.
To meet you. Claudette Colvin has spent most of her 82 years as a convicted juvenile delinquent who would go on to college, work as a nurse's aide, and raise 2 sons.
Do you think of yourself as an important figure in history?
No, I think of myself as a survival of the civil rights struggle.
Her place in the civil rights struggle began when she was 15 years old, at the back of a crowded Montgomery, Alabama bus after school with 3 friends.
I was sitting in the section that was allowed for colored people, and this white lady came. The bus driver demanded for the 4 seats.
And this is you and 3 others?
Students, yes.
So 3 of them got up?
Yes.
And you refused?
So I refused. Because this wasn't an elderly white lady, this was a young white lady.
Now that happened 9 months before Rosa Parks was arrested for refusing to give up her seat on a Montgomery bus, overshadowing for decades what a teenager had also done.
And the traffic patrolman came to the rear of the bus and asked me why I wasn't sitting there. I told him I was sitting there because I paid my fare and it's my constitutional rights.
Now, watching this interview from a nearby room was Judge Calvin Williams. Today, he is the presiding judge of the Montgomery Family Court.
And then what happened?
Oh, lo and behold, 2 squad car patrolmen stopped and, cut the bus off. And they stopped, and we said, oh, my.
We invited the judge to listen in and hear Colvin's account of what the police did to her in 1955.
And he asked me why I was sitting there. And I was even more defiant. And I said, I paid my fare, and it's my constitutional rights. He said, constitutional rights? And all I know. And they put me in the squad car, and they handcuffed me through the window.
Claudette Colvin was jailed, charged with disturbing the peace, breaking segregation law, and found guilty of assaulting police officers.
They said I clawed the policeman and I kicked the police. I didn't do all of that.
Was it the one and only time in your life that you've gone to jail?
Yes.
At the age of 16, she made headlines again as one of 4 plaintiffs in the lawsuit that would end Alabama's bus segregation in the landmark Browder versus Gale Supreme Court decision. But the charge of assaulting police officers remained. Fast forward to today. When Judge Calvin Williams in Montgomery, Alabama read her appeal, he expunged her 66-year-old criminal record.
And I'm no longer a juvenile delinquent at 82.
She was not present when the judge ruled. She didn't know his name. She didn't even know what he looked like.
We have a surprise.
You have a surprise.
We have a surprise for you.
What is the surprise?
Someone would like to meet you.
Hello, Ms. Colvin. Judge Calvin Williams.
Oh, wow, 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 wow.
Judge Calvin Williams.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, Lord. Oh, my goodness.
On behalf of myself and all of the judges of Montgomery, offer my apology for an injustice that was perpetrated upon you.
Wow, this is a surprise.
That was 8 months ago. How are you now?
I'm doing good.
I heard the Vice President of the United States called you, Miss Claudette.
Yes.
Miss Colvin, it's Kamala Harris. How are you? You are such a role model of how at every phase of life, every stage of life, we can be leaders in a way that, like you, make history at such an early stage of life. And I think that's so critically important to inspire our young leaders to have the courage to see how they can actually change history.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I wish I was there to give you a big hug.
There is more good news for Miss Claudette, and it includes actress Sanaya Sidney. I heard that they're making a movie about you and your story.
Yes, it's in progress.
Well, Miss Claudette, I got one more surprise for you. Look who's here with me. This is Sanaya.
Hi, Miss Colvin.
Miss Claudette, what do you want to say to this young woman who will now honor you as she plays you in the movie?
Well, I'm glad that she's as beautiful as she is. And I'm so proud of you to take time to do very serious movies.
Of course, I'm honored to tell your story, and I'm just honored to be able to show the world who you were and what you did for us and the change you did. You were the first.
Why did you want to take it?
Well, I was so moved at how she was just a 15-year-old girl, and she had the power to create great change. And it meant so much to me because I'm 15.
Now, Miss Colvin was not shy about offering some theatrical coaching.
I want that role to you to show the passion when I testified in that courtroom amongst those segregationist judges. I want you to have the passion and bring out the fire. I want you to feel the spirit.
Yes.
I want you to feel it. Get that passion to say, I am an American, and this is my constitutional rights that I stood up for.
Yes. I promise you have my word.
And again, listening on the other end, Judge Calvin Williams. What has transpired for you since we met you?
Well, got a lot of recognition, calls from throughout the country.
It included this message from a viewer in Alabama.
The graciousness, the intellect, the outright deep compassion that he showed Miss Colvin touched my heart, and I'm sitting here crying.
Judge, you were such a change agent. And I remember, Judge, when you sat down on the side of Miss Claudette.
Hello, Ms. Colvin.
And she had a recognition that you were African American. I think the moment meant even more to her. Did you feel that sitting on the side of her?
I did.
How would you phrase what that moment meant to you?
I'm a beneficiary of what she did by not giving up her seat and really sparking a movement that has benefited me all of these years later in so many ways, and most importantly as a judge, an African-American judge, that could eventually right a wrong that was perpetrated upon her. That is very significant to me.